over 7,000 followers on TikTok. He's also on Instagram. I believe he also streams every now and then. This is MARWWE, guys. If you haven't known him already, he's a wrestling content creator. He's been going to a whole bunch of shows. I know he's got a bunch more planned, especially All In next week. So, Mar, what's up, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just trying to get to it, bro. Trying to grow my community, hit 10K on TikTok. But I'm a wrestling creator. Favorite wrestler is Randy Orton. And I don't know, man. I could be a little harsh on my opinions, but look at my page. I'm sure you'll rock with your boy soon enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we'll hear some of those opinions today. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, comment as well. We're in the month of July. We're heading to SummerSlam. We're trying to post as much videos as possible. When you're seeing this will be the second AIDAN ACHONG episode experience in like a week. So we're going crazy. Go hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Make sure to go follow MARWWE Socials. We'll definitely plug them at the end. But Mar, first thing I want to ask is, how was Money in the Bank? I know you were there. I know you were there for the Raw in Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
how was
Phoenix,
that? How was that, man?
Money in the Bank was for sure dope. It was. I had a floor seat, but not floor. It was like a little bit behind the floor, but it was dope. I honestly have no complaints. I missed the Dom and in the Octagon Junior match. I went to go get something to eat, but I literally left and I came back. By the time I came back, the ref counted 3. I was like, okay, at least I didn't miss Becky, Lyra, or the main matches because that was kind of late edition. But the R-Truth return was dope. It was tight. I don't think anybody was expecting that. I didn't know it was R-Truth until bro took his mask off and I looked up at the Jumbotron.
Who'd you think it was?
I can't tell you, bro. John Cena got a lot of ops right now. So
I thought Braun.
I seen the Braun.
I thought Braun Breaker.
Oh, okay.
But then it's a really funny clip. I'll probably get it somewhere. I noticed there was a black man under the hoodie, so I'm like, Braun's tan. He ain't that dark, buddy.
Yeah, Braun's orange.
Yes.
He's orange. But I noticed it last minute. I thought my first thought was Randy because Randy did the same thing to him after Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it's not that Randy's not that short. But I thought Randy and the place just went crazy for R-Truth. I'm glad that they brought him back.
Yeah, it sounded awesome. And then you were at Phoenix with Alan and Tommy Ringside, right?
Yeah, and both my OGs. That was dope. The only thing that, like, I was on Raw a couple times. Becky Lynch ran past me, like right past me. I remember the security coming and they were like, well, actually, it wasn't security. It was somebody that worked for WWE. They came and they were like, listen, if any wrestlers come through here, don't touch them. Don't get in their way. You're going to get escorted out if you get in somebody's way. So I was like, okay, so somebody's for sure about to run through here. And they moved the security because in a lot of the videos that I posted, you can see it's a security guard sitting right in front of so nobody could try to jump over or whatever. And they moved him so Becky could jump over.
Yeah.
So a WWE official came, talked to us, and it was pretty cool. That was a dope show. Besides, I just didn't like how they did Jay, but otherwise, that was a fire show. CM Punk, John Cena promo, dope show.
That sounded really fun, man. I think it was something that was really cool, especially with everything going on. Someone running right by you. I saw you on my TV like 20 times. I was like, yo, that's Marv. That's cool. So for people who don't know you, what's some of your hottest wrestling takes you could say right now? I want you to give me like 2 to 3 hot takes at the current moment.
Hot takes.
Yes.
My first one, I don't think, and it's crazy because we're just talking about the Raw on Phoenix, or in Phoenix, my bad. I don't think Gunther is as good as people perceive him to be. I think he's a good wrestler, but I don't think he's the greatest wrestler in the world. And maybe he just doesn't have the style that I like, but I just don't think I don't think he's really good on the mic. I don't like his character. And of course, everybody's going to have wrestlers that they don't like. People are going to, wrestlers, different wrestlers for different flavors. But I just don't think he's as good to be put in the position of that top champion all the time. I went to the first Raw on Netflix in that same arena that Money in the Bank was in, the very first one. Gunther wasn't even on the show, and he's Raw's top champion. So I'm like, I don't think he's as good to be in the spot that they put him in. I think they pushed him to the main event card really too soon. He didn't do anything with the World Heavyweight Championship the first time, and they took the belt off Jay just to have bro feud with Goldberg. So, and another one, this is gonna be really really hot for a lot of people
This
out
better
there
be.
that like
That one was
Roman.
pretty cold if you ask me, because I agree. But
A lot of a lot of people that call themselves super wrestling fan. Oh, you're crazy. Gunther is the greatest thing
I
ever.
don't
You know what
think
I'm
he's
saying?
anything
Like,
extra either. I think, again, I like the presentation. I don't think that it usually meets my expectation. Now, it's not saying he has bad matches. He has good matches. I just don't see
yeah,
them as great matches. Now, he has great. He's
yeah,
had a collection of great matches, but I feel like you see more weaker Gunther matches than
good
you see
matches.
good ones. That being said, that
Yeah,
he does have good ones.
yeah, and a lot of his matches do go the same. They are very repetitive,
That's my problem.
and
It's
I don't.
super repetitive.
And me being 23 years old, I don't think anybody on the WWE roster right now in the year of 2025 should be in any pay-per-view Monday Night Raw with a sleeper hold. That's all I'm saying.
That's my thing too. I think there's a time and place for it. I feel like he's a guy
Mhm.
who can pin you. Like Triple H, I see him in a similar manner because I feel like Triple H just kind of books him the same way to some extent.
Yeah,
And I feel like,
yeah.
why is he like? Can he not pin anybody? It makes you look weaker. Like you can't beat him. You have to make him pass
Mhm.
out. And I get some people
Mhm.
think it's real because he's like going to sleep in a submission hold, but if you ask me, that's weak, bro. Like, and Gunther is somebody who, if the way he's presented, the way he's pushed, should be like, oh my god, I'm kicking your ass, pinning 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, no doubts about it. And
yeah.
I
I
don't
feel like
like
he get
how
more.
he can't exist without a championship. I feel like they've consistently failed to do so. And
Yeah,
until he can, I can't seriously see him in this main event role that he's in. I just don't think
because
there's anything to substance it.
I think everybody else in the main event scene right now has existed without a champion or a championship or a mid card championship besides maybe Roman. So it's like that. That's a big problem. I have similar. This could be another hot take. I have similar problems with Rhea Ripley. They haven't. They have not booked Rhea Ripley in a non-title feud since she's won the Royal Rumble like around WrestleMania 39. She has not been booked in a non-title feud.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that she had that match with Raquel at Night of Champions, but it's literally like, okay, she'll have one match and then automatically she's right back. I feel like it made Io Sky look so weak going out to challenge her. She's the champion,
Yeah.
and they haven't had Io on TV. She hasn't been wrestling
Now, I will
herself.
say that her not being on TV was a direct factor of Liv Morgan getting hurt because she was going to face Liv Morgan at Night of Champions. Now, when Liv went out, you have nothing to do, and I don't feel like they wanted to force anything, so they had to kind of just let it sit out for a minute.
Yeah, I'm saying like even like the build up to
Yeah,
Liv Morgan, she wasn't on TV because Liv Morgan came back like a month and a half after what she was gone for like what a month and a half.
maybe a month. I think it was just over a month,
Yeah,
not
okay,
much. It
maybe a
was
month.
very quick.
It was quick, but EO really wasn't on TV or defending that whole time when she was gone. So they
Yeah,
had her off TV from.
I mean, I do hope that Io wins. I really feel like they're gonna have Rhea win, and if it happens, it happens. But I think Io's over enough to where there's it's really like either woman winning is okay. I don't think Rhea winning is a negative super because there are certain superstars again where you're saying they can't exist on the championship. Rhea is your top person, so I don't mind that. I think when it's someone like Gunther, who's not the top guy, and even with the championship, he still doesn't feel like the top guy. Rhea Ripley without the title feels like a top woman, and then I hope she loses so that she could do some other feuds, maybe feud with Bianca finally, a non-title feud, because that's a prime way to do it, where it feels important. A women's feud could main event any pay-per-view, and then you don't have to force feed anything into it. Like you don't have to be like, oh, you need a championship, you need some long-fledged story. These are two of your hottest women. Let's have them fight.
Yeah, I definitely could see that. I wouldn't be irate if she won. I just think it would be a waste of even putting the title on EOS, kind
Yeah.
of like Jey Uso. You just gave it to EO Sky, just here, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now
I
that
feel
being
like it
said,
would
she
be a
got the
waste.
Mania win, so I do think that they see something in her, and as you should.
Yeah, so I think EO should go face Asuka at SummerSlam, even though she didn't win
Yeah.
the Queen of the Ring. I think that's the direction they could go. Because I don't think Bianca's gonna be ready to go at SummerSlam. So I don't know what big match would fit
Now
Rhea Ripley besides.
I have a theory. What if they find a way to get the title off of Io, but give it to Naomi? And then, instead of Tiffany versus Jade, which I don't want to see, you could then pivot it to Naomi and Jade. One-on-one for the championship. And then Tiffany could do whatever.
Oh, okay. So I find a way
Because
to
I
bring
want
Jade from
Tiffany to stay as
SmackDown.
champion, at least for a little bit longer. I think maybe Clash at the Castle. I think she's a great champion. I think the roster that she's...
Io?
Tiffany. I was
Okay.
referring to her because I feel like if you have Jade face her, there's no way Tiffany's winning, right? And I hate that because I don't think Jade should be a champion. I do not think she should be anywhere near a championship anytime soon. She's a top.
I can see that.
The aura's there, but as a title holder, it's gonna feel like Gunther. You're not gonna want to. It's just not gonna hit the way you want it to.
I can see that. Well, I haven't found Tiffy's reign to be really interesting because the whole time they've just been having her beef with Nia Jax.
But that's not her fault though.
No, it's not her fault.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the way.
Yeah, I mean Bailey had the same shit, and I hated that because I love Bailey, and I feel like you could have done so much more, and it was just like Nia Jax. Like they need to do a draft. I don't know why they're waiting. Just do it, bro.
Yeah, I know they do need.
Like I'm sorry, I'm not paying no fucking money to see Meechin or BFAB take on Tiffany Stratton. And this is no knock on them, but you're not building them up. They're never on TV, and if they show up once every 3 months, am I supposed to now care? If I'm not a super diehard fan of these women, am I supposed to now have them be like, oh my god, I want Meechin to win the title? Especially after the only time I've seen Meechin, she just had match after match against Chelsea Green, and it was like, bro, I don't want to see this. You're almost making me dislike her, and it's like, that's not right, because I think Meechin's dope, but I don't care. It's them.
Yeah, I think that's why I kind of don't want them to go back to 2 hours on SmackDown because it's already hella people that they don't book on TV with 3 hours. So imagine with 2 hours and they don't have that extra hour of cushion to book these superstars that don't get booked.
Yeah, I see that, but the thing is, with 3 hour show, let's be honest, you're probably getting 20 to 30 minutes, maybe extra actual wrestling, not commercials.
Yeah.
Now some matches are drawn out, so I don't really see it as too big of an issue. Because I didn't see them adding people anyway, so I just think it's more of a... Look at NXT, I don't know if you watch it consistently. I can't say I do it all the time, but I try my best. What they can make happen in 2 hours and 10 minutes... What they can make happen in 2 hours and 10 minutes, squeezing into it is just so refreshing. And it's like, wow, you can make a whole hell of a lot of happen in 2 hours. And then you watch SmackDown sometimes, and it's like, bro, we're really dragging this and going OD about it. And it's like, bro, what the hell is this? But
I think SmackDown's been pretty bad for a minute. I don't think SmackDown's been good for a while.
There's been a couple of... Now, when Cena was on it, a couple weeks ago, Cena and Punk had that promo. That was good. The pipe bomb, that part was good. There was a lot of different aspects of that I enjoyed, and then it's like, bro, next week it's like, there's nobody there. Like, that's the problem with not having Roman Reigns on TV, and I understand having him limited because he's Roman Reigns, and I'm not mad at it, actually. But... not having him on TV, and then you won't have Cody on an episode, and you don't have enough drawing power. Like, you need to have enough main guys on the show for me to care. When Roman was on the show, I mean, that being said, when Roman's on the show, it's must-see, and I'm never skipping it. Like, that's take off of work-worthy for me. If I see other matches, if Cody Rhodes is on, I can watch it at work. I don't mind. I'll put it on my phone. If Roman Reigns is there, bro, I need to see it. Like... And I've heard he's coming back for SummerSlam, so I'm excited. I need to see this man wrestle.
I feel like that's a big... This could be another hot take. I feel like WWE... I don't think WWE really needs anybody, but I really don't think they need Roman at all. Because the void that he leaves when he leaves is huge. And it's kind of like... It's not as bad as a Rock, but it's a Rock problem to where you have all these people... that, like, how long now have we been, okay, he's going to come back at Money in the Bank and push Seth off the ladder. Perfect opportunity to accelerate the feud, to get it to that, to get it to that Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, I want to kill you type level. Even though it's already like that with them, it could get it to an even higher level if he did that. Okay, maybe he going to come back and stop him from cashing in on Jay on the Raw after Money in the Bank. He's still not here. And I get it. He has leukemia. I get it. He spends time with his family. But at the same time, if you're going to keep putting this man in the top spot, you're going to need somebody to come. So it's no...
I do think if he doesn't come back by Saturday night's main event... Sorry to cut you off. I'll keep going. If he doesn't come back by Saturday night's main event, I'm a little concerned. I think that's the perfect time for it.
I don't know. I didn't want Cody to come back at Saturday night's main event because that's a filler pay-per-view. No matter who you have on it, that's not really like... I don't think it was a big enough stage. I think they should have brought back Cody at Money in the Bank. But
that's fair.
Like,
but you have to build to
Roman.
You can't. Saturday. I want to ask you this now. Saturday night's main event doesn't feel important half the time. Now I feel like they've been doing a little bit better job with the last one, feeling a little bit more important. Yeah. Do you think if Roman comes back, would that make it like must see every time, and like you can't ever miss it?
I I don't think them doing that one time. You had Cody, and then if you have Roman on the next one, it makes it look really good for the next couple. But knowing that, like, you know what I'm saying, what's gonna happen on the next one and the next one, like, you really can't. How they book that pay-per-view, nobody ever loses their belt. Like,
Someone
the most
has to
important thing
soon.
that ever, like, yeah, that's on, like, everything that's ever happened on Saturday night's main event. They told us that they don't think it's important. It's just a cash grab for them. Like, opportunities where they could have had the champion lose a belt, they didn't do it. So it just feels like they don't want to do anything big or important there. Like, this is not a knock on Chelsea Green, but the biggest thing that's ever happened on that show is Chelsea Green winning the first
Yeah.
women's US championship. That's like, Cody Rhodes came back, but that's like the biggest title change. Like, oh, okay, like something happening on
The
that
whole
show
Kevin Owens
happened.
angle wasn't even on the show. Now, I
Yeah,
saw it because I
so
was
I'm like,
there, but they didn't
yeah.
even put it on TV. Like, what is that?
Yeah, I just don't think it's important to them.
I don't.
I don't see. And of course, I don't know him personally, but a guy like Roman Reigns, I doubt he comes back on Saturday night's main event. He's not Cody Rhodes.
I think
He's
he
not
would.
coming back.
I think he should. I think it's a good time, especially if he's coming back for SummerSlam. Now, if he comes back, I don't know who he's going to face.
Oh, if he comes back, he has to face Seth Rollins.
Maybe.
Has to.
Well,
But I just don't think it's gonna happen.
like, I mean, I think Braun Breaker's an option. I think, yeah,
Oh, okay.
you heard me. I don't know, because I think the Seth match is too big for SummerSlam. I think that's a Mania level feud. And I feel like if you
SummerSlam's the second biggest show of the year, first 2-day SummerSlam.
if they go that direction, then you main evented the first night, and oh my god, my brother, guys on the podcast, I told my brother to bring me a drink because I'm thirsty, and this guy puts it at the door. But like I was saying, I think Roman Seth is a WrestleMania level feud because, like, bro, like, this is your top draw. This should main event Mania. Now, if they want to make SummerSlam important, you could have it main evented, and that's tonight one. And I'm okay with that. But what do you think about that? Do you think they would even consider doing it like that?
I don't even know if Roman comes back by SummerSlam, to be honest, because like you said, it's a Mania. I don't think so. I don't think he comes back. Like, they could do a Roman return, a SummerSlam 2 years in a row, but I feel like they might drag this, like, so they can have them face off at WrestleMania. So maybe they have them come back at Survivor Series or something. I don't know, but they're probably gonna drag this as long as they can drag it.
I mean, Roman's advertised for SummerSlam, so that's what I'm saying.
Was he on the poster for Money in the Bank too?
No,
no,
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
I'll look it up, but I don't believe he was on the poster for it.
I know Bianca Belair was advertised for Money in the Bank too, and she was still injured, you know?
Yeah. No, Roman Reigns was not on the poster. Not at all. I mean, Bianca was hurt, so that was kind of more of a at the time. I think they probably would have thought she could have made the show, but she just couldn't because of that finger. But
yeah, no, like, sometimes it just doesn't pan out.
Yeah, well, I think Roman's coming. I mean, I've heard the rumors that he's coming back. He just had a child, so I don't know how that affects everything. So maybe.
Damn, bro. Having kids?
That's 6 now. He has 6 children. I believe he had twins. I think he had two. I think he had his daughter, 2 sets of twins, and now another child.
Damn. Yeah, WWE is going to be in trouble for a while.
In 2055, the bloodline Hikuleu's.
It's crazy.
It's actually wild. So we've talked a little about wrestling now, and we'll continue to talk more about wrestling. What got you into wrestling, Mar?
It's a good question. My wrestling is a family thing. Nobody else in my family watches it anymore. But my grandma, Lucille, she my mom told me she used to take them to WWE events all the time. So I'm sure my mom and my aunties and my uncles seen Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and all that. My grandma, she didn't force it on the family, but if you were at my grandma's house at any point during a Monday, Friday, you're watching wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't touch the remote. You can't go in another room and watch TV. You sit down and you watch wrestling. So I for sure give my grandma credit for that. I've been watching wrestling probably since I was in the womb because, like I said, if you at grandma's house on any given day, Monday, Friday, if wrestling is on, she watching it. You watching it, and she gonna talk to you about it. So that was when I was a kid, I didn't like to sit down. I was an outside kid. That was the only thing that could could get me to sit down. You know what I'm saying? And grandma, Mara used to get. I ain't even gonna say a couple. Mara used to get some whoopings from grandma. The only time grandma wasn't on Mara's back was when we was watching wrestling. So
So you use that as a crutch sometimes. Hey,
yeah, that
I know
was
you're mad, but you want to watch wrestling?
yeah, like that was our thing. You know what I'm saying? So my grandma was a tough Southern lady. So that was our thing. Like that was really like that food and maybe puzzles was the only thing that we connected on. So that was the only time we was arch nemesis, you know what I'm saying? But when wrestling was on, we was okay. So that was our thing. And I just kept it. And I'll say in large part because of her, especially after she passed away, I you know, I continue to watch and I continue to keep up with it because I know if she was still here, we would be talking about it. Like, you know, Roman Reigns, before she passed, most recently, that was her favorite wrestler. And everybody knows how I feel about Roman. I used to let her know how I feel about Roman. Grandma, he not John Cena. He'll never be John. He not Randy Orton, you know. And I like Roman, you know, because she likes The Rock. She liked the Samoans. That's who she likes. So, you know, I for sure it's because of grandma. That's why I'm into wrestling. And hopefully I can get more people into wrestling. I think that's like one of my missions. Like it's not lame. It's not just for little kids. It's for something that everybody can enjoy. You know, hopefully I can pass it on to my kids one day. Whether they like it or not, they're gonna watch a little bit. They're gonna at least try it. But, you know, that's why I like it. That's why I watch.
So who got you into like not like when I say who? Obviously we just talked about your grandmother, but what wrestlers were the ones that hooked you?
John Cena, Randy Orton is my favorite of all time. I seen John before I seen Randy because they, of course, were pushing John in that top spot. You know, for a minute, I know Randy beat Benoit in like 2004, but that wasn't like the top spot.
Yeah.
John Cena's been in the spot since like 2005. So of course Cena, and then when I seen Legend Killer Randy, and then 2009 Randy, '08 Jeff Hardy, DX. I kid you not. I got suspended from elementary school probably like 5 times for doing the suck it. And I'm like, to this day, like, how do you know what that means? Are you watching? You know?
Yeah.
But I'm sure those guys got me in and kept me in. I still remember Randy Orton. What made him like cemented him as my favorite wrestler was what he was doing in like 2008, 2009. I remember when he got Cody and he got Ted DiBiase Jr. And then
the Legacy.
I still remember that. Yeah, the Legacy. I still remember theme song was fire. The aura was off the charts. Legacy had the tag team belts, and Legacy had a fire feud with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, the Hell in a Cell match. I remember.
Yeah, this guy
I still remember this one. Yeah, bro, I'm still jealous you met my GOAT, bro. I'm gonna meet him one day though. Meet him one day.
One day, man.
But one day. I still remember it was an episode of Monday Night Raw. Randy and the Legacy. They put Batista's arm in that chair and stumped on it. Everybody thought they broke it. I was like, yeah, this guy's like, I always tell people, I don't know why a 7-year-old kid's favorite wrestler is Randy Orton when he's supposed to be Satan. But, you know, that was my favorite wrestler. And he for sure got me like, okay, like this is me. You know, him and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, I mean, the first heel that I ever was a real fan of, there's two I'm gonna say. Brock Lesnar, for some reason I became a big fan of his in like 2013. I really fucked with it. I thought it was cool. But like talking real heels, Kevin Owens. As soon as this guy came to the main roster, I'm like, I like that guy. I like him. He looks like me. He's not like, I mean, I think I'm athletic, but he's not uber athletic. Like he's not LeBron or nothing. Kevin Owens looks like a dad. And I still think,
fight.
Yeah, to this day, he's my third. He's my favorite male superstar because I always tell people, and I'll say it again, I have the 3 who got me in. I never really count those as my favorites because they got me in. I think it's given. So we have Cena and Randy. Those are the first 2. So I have to be link on that. But the guy who got me hooked was CM Punk and John Cena's feud. That was the feud that really got me in for it, 2011.
A lot of people our age, to like 30 something, they would tell you CM Punk is the guy that got them into wrestling or back into wrestling. So I agree with that.
He got me into it for sure, and I still love CM Punk. Yeah. I have one of his newest shirts. I want to fucking see him face John Cena. Why did they have to do it at Night of Champions? Why?
I feel like everybody that John Cena's facing right now, he's gonna do it again when he turns face. I think.
I don't think so. Now that being said,
I think that's a John Cena thing to do. You know?
Maybe. I do want to. There is one thing I could see happen though. Okay, 2. Let me say this. First, I think he's gonna add dates to this retirement tour. For some reason, I feel like he's adding a couple extra dates at the end. I feel like they're going to
Oh,
announce it. I think they would. Maybe throw in 2-3 more extra matches. But at SummerSlam, because they haven't promoted it yet, I still think we're going to get a Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton, CM Punk, Cody, and John Cena. Because I think Punk got screwed. He wants his lick back. And if Roman's back, then that cuts out Seth and Punk. They're not going to do a triple threat again. Then you get... I mean, Gunther could face Punk. It could happen. But that's where you slide in a certain megastar.
LA Knight. Okay.
And I just thought about this recently, but I'm like, wait a minute. LA dethrones Gunther at SummerSlam. I'm not mad at it. I really fuck with it. I thought the Rumble would have been the time, but...
Steph cashes in?
Maybe. You could have that happen. I think that's always the plan B for that run. Mm-hmm. And if it didn't work, you're just cashing on Cena or Cody.
I can see it.
Because I still think he's cashing in for the WWE Championship. I don't think the world title is going to be what he wants. I just think they want to tease it so people believe it. But then when he actually cashes in, they're going to be like, oh, I saw it coming the whole time. The entire time, man. And I mean, have you thought this Cena retirement run's been good?
No, not at all. I think that it's been, of course, like he said, when you look back on it a couple years from now, people are like, well, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. But you know what I'm saying? I got hella videos out there scrutinizing this man. And until he stops acting and stop going with the angle, I will admit his Punk feud was good. Like, what I was going to say was I think the retirement tour as a whole has been bad, disappointing even. But it's been little spurts and pieces that have been good. Mm-hmm. So the CM Punk was a good part. His whole feud was Cody. Well, Cody was trash.
Oh, it was ass. I'm not gonna even deny that. The match was ass. It was okay. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen that people are trying to say. It was a good match, but it wasn't a classic.
Yeah, it was disappointing though, because you bring together Cody Rhodes, the modern day John Cena, and you bring actual John Cena. You know what I'm saying? That's like his first like real feud where it's beef in like a while. His first serious feud in a minute.
Yeah.
And it was just disappointing. His feud with Randy was dope, and I don't know, maybe we all blinded by nostalgia, but that Backlash
I thought it was
match,
good. The match was phenomenal. We were watching it together, so that match was awesome.
I think that was the best match since he's in a while. I think that's his best match.
That and the Punk match were the classics.
The Punk match, that was when I was at the thing meeting Zilla for 2, so I seen little bits and pieces of it. I gotta go back and watch it. But from what I seen him trucking Charles Robinson. I said in the video that was like the closest that we've seen him being Super Cena in a while. His face off with the like, it felt like he was faced for that match because Saudi Arabia loves him so much. Then you bring Seth Rollins out, the guy who's, you know what I'm saying, they're making him the tyrant in WWE, the biggest deal, and you have John Cena facing off with him. It feels like, you know, he almost doing this for the people, even though he just protecting his championship. Then he picks up, you're looking like Bronson Reed. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope. It was for sure. For a Saudi show, that was really dope. Night of Champions was fun.
I thought it was a really good match. I mean, I think the chemistry is something that you just can't teach. And with him and Orton and him and Punk, that was beautiful. And I was talking with literally Wells Mania yesterday. This podcast will be out after that one. But I said, you know, for War Games, there's a couple of directions you can go. You can go the current thing, which is Seth and his buddies, versus like Penta, Sammy, Jay, LA Knight, maybe Roman somehow, if they want to do it like that. But I said, if Cena's doing the retirement tour, bring all his OGs, buddies with him, CM Punk, Randy Orton, get Rey Mysterio at San Diego. I think all those guys are in the same crop. And if you really want to, you can go Cody Rhodes as well, because people won't admit it because he's a little younger. But Cody Rhodes is an OG. This man was there in 2007.
Cody Rhodes was in for sure in that crowd with Randy and John and all those guys. Yeah.
So I'm saying you can do the OG guys. I do want to see Randy and Punk and Cena have something together. I just feel like all those stories are too good to tell. Now, if we're gonna name 3 matches that we want to see from John Cena in his retirement tour that remains, what matches that you haven't seen already? Because we're gonna get Cody. I don't want it. It's bullshit, but whatever.
That I haven't seen.
On the tour, at least. It could have happened before, but
so this is only like who's in WWE currently, right?
I would say realistically, like, because not Edge.
Because I was gonna say like it sucks that he's gonna go out and we can't see him versus Edge one more time. But currently, I don't know why. And it's crazy because I was just saying this about him, but I think like if he turns babyface again, we got to see John Cena beat Gunther. I want to see that.
Not mad at it.
I think I I wouldn't have been mad if he would have faced him at Mania
That's probably what
because
they should have done.
Especially in his old age, John Cena is one of the best storytellers. He would have sold can the old man beat Gunther? You know what I'm saying? Like he would have sold that underdog story.
Yep.
And when he hit that 1, 2, 3 or made Gunther tap, if he would have made Gunther tap out at WrestleMania and won that would have been his 17th. I think that would have felt better than how he did it versus Cody. I feel like everybody cheered for him and they were happy for him just because it's John Cena.
Yes.
But the way that he won it, the way that it happened, that would never be how we would imagine or we would have it be.
Exactly.
So
I'm still shocked that they didn't just go Cena Gunther. I really thought that was the direction.
And imagine he taps him out, confetti falling from the sky.
And then we do an open challenge.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how they should have did it. So I'll say Cena Gunther.
That's valid.
And we already know John Cena, when he goes out, he might put over a young guy. And I know his bones are probably going to be, this probably is going to be, if he faces this guy, it's probably his last match because after this, Cena's body is cooked. Him versus Braun Breaker.
That's a valid. There's another guy who I'm thinking in the similar background. Who do you think I'm talking about?
You're not talking about Reed, are you?
No. I'm talking about a young guy. Like a young guy who's seen it.
Okay, talk about Carmelo Hayes or Austin Theory.
I'm talking about Melo, but Theory wouldn't be a bad option either. But I want Cena to say, "Hey, I want to face Carmelo Hayes. That guy right there has got something. Let me put the man over."
Okay, for sure. And they for sure, like when they both brought him up to the main roster, I think they were yin and yang. Like,
yep.
This is like almost a John Cena, Randy Orton type beat. Like, you're gonna be the main guy, but if you're not on top, we gonna give it to you. But they just haven't showed us it with Carmelo yet.
Yes. Well, they were getting there slowly.
Yeah. I think Carmelo for sure. I don't think they need to send him back down to NXT. I think what they were doing with him and The Miz was great. And Aleister Black, I think they should have gave him another best of 7 series.
The problem is, though, Miz is doing that TV show, so that kind of fucked it up for a little bit.
Okay. I thought Miz wasn't on TV because they released R-Truth. I think it was just bad time.
No, literally, he's on American Gladiators. I think they're filming that right now. I think he's at Wardlow as well. But yeah, like they're doing that, so he can't be on TV. So that's like, fuck. He was on TV the other day, though, Priest. Was that last week? So they're building something.
I think so. Okay. So I'll say Cena versus Breaker. And we already got Cena Punk. We already got Cena Randy. I feel like this might be a shocker because of how, like, my age and who I grew up with, but I've never been the biggest Rey Mysterio fan. So I really don't care to see John Cena versus Rey Mysterio, even though we might see it or even see them interact. I want to see Cena versus Seth.
I do too. Because do you remember that match from 2018 Monday Night Raw, the Gauntlet match? It was Roman and Seth first. Seth eliminates him for a roll-up, and then it was Cena-Seth. But Cena was playing heel. 2018, it didn't happen like much. I don't know if ever like really, but it was like a 28-minute match, part of the Gauntlet, because this Gauntlet was like 2 hours of the show, and it was a classic. Again, it's a match I recommend to go watch. The whole Gauntlet, specifically the first 2 matches, because after it, it's like eh. But the first 2, Cena Roman back to back, was classic. I've heard people say they want to see Roman Cena. I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad. Well, actually, I know you said 3, but if I was to give you another one,
again, name matches, any matches.
In a perfect world, if this guy wasn't one of the biggest douches in the business, Rock versus Cena one more time, I would like to see it.
I think he's too old.
I think he's too old to have a one-on-one match, but at the same time, they were gonna
not with Cena. Because I don't think I don't want to put the responsibility of Cena having to carry a 50-year-old Rock. And I think Rock's really good. I just don't know if the magic is right now because of both of their ages. Now, if a young guy wants to face Rock, that's fine. Like, Randy Cena was fine. But Rock doesn't wrestle all the time. So I feel like some of those little kinks and other things that would be fucked up.
He doesn't, but if I'm not thinking about the match quality and just seeing them two together, like Final Boss comes back, gives, you know what I'm saying, Cena turns face, Final Boss isn't happy about that. I didn't tell you to do this. You're supposed to be my champion. You do what I tell you to do. And that's his, maybe his last match, his last hoorah, him telling the Final Boss no, him beating the Final Boss. He gets his soul back, like
Do you think
whatever
we
the
can
case may
maybe
be.
see the Final Boss involved with this War Games shit? I mean, if Cody turns heel, then everything's up for a wash, because Seth and Cody could be aligned.
Maybe. I mean, I've seen they low-key have had every reason, like lately with Seth's new group, and they've had the opportunity to throw some hands, and they haven't done it. So maybe Cody is.
I think at SummerSlam, it's a really big decision on what the fuck this company wants to do with their title, with Cena and Cody, because you could have Cody win him, beat him, be the babyface. I think the crowd is getting ready to turn on him a little bit, just because I feel like
they already have.
I think a lot of them have. I mean, I think I don't want to do fully fledged where he says fuck the fans, because I still feel like the meet and greets would go crazy, and they should go crazy. And I don't want to separate that, but I feel like he needs to change something.
Yeah, maybe like a tweener Cody, or maybe even just getting like.
Now people say the Homelander thing, and I liked what he did in AEW, where he was a heel, but he never treated it like that, and he constantly was just going at his own pace, doing whatever the hell he wanted, and then you would really see like, whoa, like I don't like this guy. Is he a heel? But no, he's babyface. But he doesn't. He thinks he's a babyface, but to everybody else, he's a heel. That's how I would book it.
Well, I could see that happen. Well, maybe I don't know. I gave up with the Rock's gonna show up here, the Rock's gonna show up there, because the dude is just so unpredictable. After Bad Blood last year, I for sure thought that after the OG Bloodline and the new Bloodline, after the new Bloodline loss, I thought the Rock's music was gonna hit and be like, you know what, Solo, you failed me, I'll do it, and that would have been the perfect way to set up Rock versus Roman at Mania 41. I feel like so many things didn't happen, and so much unexpected stuff happened to where they had to pivot and move stuff around for WrestleMania 41, because Rock versus Roman very well could have happened at WrestleMania 41. The Rock was involved. He was coming every so often, and we could have seen it. I don't think that they wanted to do Punk versus Rollins versus Roman. I don't think they wanted to do that. I think that's just what it came to be. But I don't know. Maybe The Rock comes back this War Games, maybe SummerSlam. But how unpredictable he is, you never know. You never know.
We might never see him again in the wrestling capacity, at least. So
maybe not. I don't know, because who knows? I don't know. I don't even know. It's crazy because he messed up a bunch of stories so bad. I don't even know how we can get back to a Rock versus Roman, because Roman is tribal chief, but he don't have no tribe no more. Nobody follows him no more. He don't have no wise man no more. So it's really no reason for them to, except just wanting to fade. You know what I'm saying? So it's really nothing that you can connect that feud with it.
Unless The Rock picks Seth Rollins over Roman Reigns. That's your in right there. Roman's biggest rival ever. If Rock sides with Seth over Roman Reigns, that's how you get the Rock versus Roman.
Maybe, because Paul Heyman did have that Rock phone. So maybe he puts Seth on with The Rock. Then maybe Seth becomes The Rock's champion.
Maybe in that WrestleMania, listen, I know you're doing it right now. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins doesn't sound too bad. Royal Rumble winner. Just saying.
Maybe not. And
I think if you interact The Rock and LA Knight, that's not a bad idea. LA Knight takes a lot of homage from him. LA Knight takes a lot from him, and it's like, you can make this work.
LA Knight's champion?
LA Knight is champion. I don't think it's a bad idea.
That's a good point, because I feel like out of think about everything he was telling Cody, like all your wants, all your dreams will come true, and they're not pushing LA Knight, and then he sells his soul to The Rock. He gets the championship. He starts getting movie roles. He starts getting at the top of the WWE. LA Knight.
Wait, you think LA Knight's gonna side with Rock? That's not
Possibly.
what I said. I thought Cody and Seth are gonna side with him, and LA Knight wins the Rumble to go against him with Roman Reigns.
Well, I'm saying, I'm not saying that would happen, but I'm saying LA Knight will have the most reason to do it.
Gotcha.
Because he's in a company where he's hella over. They don't push him. They're not gonna give him the top championship. He's lost Money in the Bank 3 times in a row when people wanted him to win. So he would have the most reason.
I thought the first two were valid losses. I know people are gonna disagree with me. People are gonna hate me. Be like, yo, because the first year, I get you want to let him grow.
I think he'll win.
24.
I don't think Drew McIntyre.
24, I was okay with because he won the U.S. title, and that felt like it was going to happen anyway. So I'm like, all right, as long as he wins the U.S. title, we're good. We're still going up. This year, I was a little confused. I thought that was the next part up. But if Triple H doesn't like the Money in the Bank in that way, and he wants to build this guy up through a Rumble win, like Jey Uso just won, then I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. Maybe he does, but I don't see anybody but Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble in Saudi.
I disagree. I think he doesn't win it, and then I think he wins the Chamber or something. I feel like you have to make it as like, because if he wins the Rumble, that's 2.5, 3 months where it's like, all right, he's gonna face him. I think you drag that bitch out as long as you can. So it's like last second he finally gets the match, like Kofi Kingston did. Now it's not Sammy Mania, but you can milk it like that.
Yeah. What's crazy is if Sammy does win the Royal Rumble, Gunther will probably still be champion.
Yeah.
Because I don't see him facing anybody else. And then they'll probably
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see this motherfucker Gunther holding it past SummerSlam.
I hope not.
But if there's no plan for him right now, 15 can come all the way, buddy. Make that shit happen. Beat his ass.
I hope, bro.
Like if Randy turns heel, or like Tweener goes full berserk and beats the living shit out of Gunther and puts him off TV for like 6 months, bro, I'm okay with that.
I hope so.
And I don't want Gunther to be fired. Let me make that preface that. I don't want him to be fired, but I think he needs a very serious repackage.
Not even a repackage. I just think that they need
a reestablishment.
To add layers.
Like, take him off, let him come back and not fight for the title. Do something else.
Yeah. They need to add layers to his character. Like,
there's
seriously,
nothing, bro. It's literally just like, oh, I'm the boss, but what the fuck did you do to get there?
That's it. It's just I'm the champion. That's the only thing that's in his character.
But I still don't even feel like he's the guy. Like,
I don't. No, go ahead, bro. My bad.
You're good. Like, Gunther Goldberg's gonna main event because it's Goldberg's last match, but
yeah,
I don't even feel like anything outside of that is main eventing Gunther. Like, tell me right now, all these on a pay-per-view. Is Gunther ever going to fucking main event while the current crop of talent's there? No, he won't. He's probably going to be like a curtain jerker, third match of the night.
Yeah, I don't think it's realistic, bro. I just think that they need to book him into...
You go.
He needs to have a couple CM Punk, Drew McIntyre type feuds after he loses this belt before they even think about bringing him back to the belt again, because I think that's what makes a champion compelling, is that they have a character besides just being the champion.
Yes.
And Gunther's whole thing, he cuts the same promo every week. I'm gonna bring prestige and legitimacy to this great sport, and just, I'm like, bro, I've heard it, bro.
And you know what he's doing? You know what he's not doing? Bringing legitimacy or prestige to this championship.
He's not,
dude. Because like,
I always tell people that when he was world heavyweight champion, no way. If Jey Uso, if Roman Reigns, if John Cena, Cody Rhodes, the champion from SmackDown, was on the first Raw, and Raw's main world champion was not there because, and it's crazy because I didn't even notice he was there. I didn't notice he wasn't there.
Exactly.
The most Gunther was on that show was in the hallway before you go in, and they were smacking his dummy with the chair. I was like, okay. And Gunther did not show up on the show, and that's wild to say. The first introduction on the new network, you don't have your world champion on the show. I think that's a bad look. I think it's a horrible look. You know, that's like, no way. A red carpet premiere, and you're the main champion. They didn't even have a vignette for you. You didn't have a backstage segment or nothing.
They're just taking pictures because you're there.
Bad look. Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, who are you?
Literally, like, he got the belt on his own, like, what, are you on NXT?
He's a fucking dude who would have to... He's a guy who would walk to the airport with the world title, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, I'm the champ.
Besides his height, he's a pretty average looking dude.
The thing is, like, some people love his style. And I don't know if it links with me, like, with I don't like the New Japan style of wrestling. I really don't. And I don't love it. Like some of the hard-hitting auction. Yeah, I don't love it. Now, I'm not going to say I've never enjoyed it, but more times than not, I just see myself not liking some of their matches. Like, I know Okada, again, I'm not the biggest AEW watch. I try to watch as best I can. I know he's facing Omega. I know that they've had good matches. I'm hoping it's a good watch because I'm going to watch it. But, like, Gunther, I feel like, I don't know if he's necessarily the same style, but, like, just this hard hitting bruiser. I don't love it every fucking time, bro.
He's old school. That's his gimmick. He's a 70 German guy who's kind of,
But like, I
what
want to
he be
see
doing.
someone beat his ass. Like, I want to see him get squashed. I'm dead serious when I say that.
I feel like it has to happen to everybody. It's happened to John. It's happened to Randy. It's happened to Roman. I feel like it has
Brock
to happen to
Lesnar got
everybody.
squashed. The Undertaker's gotten squashed by the fucking great Khali.
I feel like that's what makes people sympathize with characters more, because it's like you watching as a person. It's like no way nobody can beat this guy, right? No way he just smashes everybody like that. I think that's when people begin to hate you, because it's like, bro, like he's not human, like he's a Terminator,
And he doesn't
and it's
cheat.
just-
That's the problem. And some people like
Yeah.
they want to see clean finishes. But if he only has clean finishes and he doesn't even look strong with it, like cheating makes you at least look like weak, to where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
he looks beatable. You don't do that
Yeah.
with him. So I'm wondering, like, how am I supposed to sympathize myself with this?
Facts, yeah, that's facts.
All right, we've talked a lot about Gunther. You can give your last thoughts about it right now. I was thinking we could try and bring.
No, I'm done. Everybody knows how I feel about going through. I'm done.
I think we've established a lot about Gunther. Now we're getting towards the end of this episode. I definitely did. I know we're gonna bring you back on another episode, maybe very soon.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm gonna see you at SummerSlam, so we'll definitely get something there. What's your plans for the next couple months of your content?
As in like video plans and
Like, do you plan to expand to long form content? Do you plan to do more interview style? Like, I've seen some of the stuff you've done already.
yeah, definitely just like more interactive content. Probably gonna start going live more. Just start interacting with my audience more. I used to go live every day. I'm not doing it as much now because I'm focusing on like just covering what's going on in wrestling and stuff like that, and going to actual wrestling events was kind of hard. But of course, we're gonna be going to more shows. I'm gonna probably start going to some indie shows around me.
Nice.
I had AEW 300 that was at my arena 5 minutes from my house yesterday, but I had to work yesterday, so it didn't happen.
That's crazy.
But,
I would have called out. I would have went, bro.
man, I gotta make this money for SummerSlam, man. SummerSlam or AEW 300. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could just work. You could have just worked a different day, man.
It's whatever. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
I don't watch AEW at all, so that would have been my first.
Oh,
taste of the
okay.
product.
You know what? That's fair. I thought you were consistent watching. I know you're going to All In, so.
No, yeah. For All In, it's a couple matches that I'm interested in. Like, of course, I want to see. I don't know. When I hear Allen and Fnatic talk about it, and Hangman, Adam Page, and stuff like that, I'm pretty intrigued to see that in Mercedes Moné versus I actually been watching a lot of Toni Storm videos, and I'm interested in her character.
She is my favorite wrestler in AEW. She is my favorite. She is probably my fourth favorite wrestler. Period.
I was watching her Mariah May stuff.
That was
ironically
good shit.
enough, right before she got signed. It's like as soon as I start watching it, she signed with WWE. So I'm for sure excited to see if her and Sasha, if she beats Mercedes Moné and takes all 7 belts or whatever, or is it just for the AEW championship?
I think it's just for the AEW title. Listen, I like Mercedes. She better not fucking win that match. She better not win that match, bro.
I don't know, bro. You got that many belts on her, bro. It's not. I feel like it's an opportunity that people can't pass up on very often. And maybe she wins that belt, and then she gets Tony gets a rematch, and they put all the belts up. Who knows? But yeah, I think it should be dope. I think just that, and of course going to SummerSlam. I'm gonna hit up Survivor Series because it's also in California.
Yep.
And maybe traveling to go to some more shows because I'm going all the way to New York for SummerSlam. And yeah, bro, just doing more skits, living life, loving God, bro. And you know what I'm saying? God gonna take me to where I want to go. I can't. With content, it's like I don't think you can ever have 100% fleshed out plan. Like I'm gonna do this and it's gonna go this way and that way. I feel like one day you just wake up, okay, let me try this, and if it works, you do it again.
Yep.
If it doesn't, try it again.
2 days ago, I literally made a skit because I saw you, Fnatic, and Alan make skits. I'm like, I had this idea.
Yeah.
I was watching Tag Team Twins live. I literally got the idea. I'm like, let me give this a shot. I want to do it. It was a bootleg sponsor of the Cody Rhodes Woe, and I think it went really funny.
Yeah. That's creative, bro. I feel like that's because I'm not gonna show but like as a creator, bro, you just think of stuff and you get notes And you know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
the most random thing. I could be driving and I hear something on the radio and it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a skit out of this. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. So I don't think, and I feel like that's when you make your best content too. When you're having fun, when you're not trying to do it just for views, when you're
Yeah.
like, okay, that is funny. Let me put that out there. So I don't think that I've ever had a flesh like a plan with it. I just know like I want to have fun with it. I want to enjoy it. And of course, I do want 10,000 followers, a million followers. But at the end of the day, it's like, just have fun with the journey, bro.
I think if
And
you
I
didn't
think
want to
that,
grow, I feel like there's a problem. I feel like, for some
yeah,
people, like,
yeah.
especially
You
if you
just
want
want
to
to
be a
be,
content creator,
yeah,
growth is something everyone should aspire for. Now, I'm not going
yeah,
to sit here and be like, hey, I don't want to make money from this. Like, I do. But the thing is, I
yeah,
want to solely be able to do this. I want to be able to do this every day where I wake up, I don't have to
yeah.
go somewhere where it's like, oh,
I don't have to
I'm
clock
at
in.
work.
I don't have
Here
to,
I am.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't got to go
And
crazy.
people, yeah, you want, of course, I feel like as a content creator, if you pick up that camera, I feel like everybody wants to get to that point. If they tell you they're not, they're lying. Unless I know a couple people who just do it for fun, and it's like okay, they don't have a problem with how they live, and that's fine. But if you do this every day like we do it, and you post multiple videos and stuff, you will be. What are you doing it for if you can't find some success in it? Of course, I want some sponsorships. Of course, I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
TikTok pay for my flight to New York, pay for my SummerSlam ticket, fine. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's when you can really start being yourself and being more yourself because you don't have to worry about waking up and clocking in. You don't have to, oh, I got work tomorrow. I can't go. Like this is work. This is fun.
And
This is
that's what I
life,
want
you
to be
know?
able to do because then I can make my own schedule. I can be able to do more
Mhm,
things, interact with more people,
mhm,
and I want to go to more places. Again, like
mhm.
if by me making money through this would only not only help me and the concept, but would be able to help other people because I always want to try to bring people up. I think we both preach this, bringing up the community that we're trying to build. Sometimes we don't get to agree with everybody, but we try to do our best. Like I know you have your whole community. I'm probably gonna forget some names, but again, everyone who's been in the Fnatic community, we have Red, Bradley, David, Ray, Justin. We have so many other people who are in that community, and it's like, whoa, like these are actually people we're like affecting and we're talking to all the time, and it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool thing for sure. Like I've met doing this, I've done stuff that like me, I don't know. When I got something in my heart, when I got something in my mind, I don't ever really put limits on it. Like, oh, I can't do that. I can't meet him. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, no glaze. This man, Allen, is probably the biggest wrestling content creator. That's my homie. Like, that's my boy. Talk to him, call, like, you know what I'm saying? Talk to him. I've kicked it with him. We've been a wrestling
Mm-hmm.
fanatic, big wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all just people at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't ever really put limits on it. And you know what I'm saying? With this type of stuff, the sky's the limit. Like, bro, last Saturday I was literally kicking it with Umaga's son,
That's
Zilla for
awesome.
two. And this is like, so basically what I'm trying to say, like if this is something that you're trying to do, if you love wrestling, if you love making content, don't think of anybody as larger than life because everybody is just people. Just be yourself, bro. Like me, I'm just myself. I'm Mar.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what I tell you. If you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just me. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm me. So if you're trying to do this, just be you. And eventually you're gonna meet people that like you for being you.
Yeah.
So I think that's all it takes,
I,
and
mhm.
it takes time.
It's one of those things that again, if people don't like it, tough shit. Like again, we're trying to. I never want to try to upset anyone, but that's sometimes where it's like, all right, buddy, I can't be bending over backwards doing this, and this. I'm just trying to do my best, trying to make sure everyone's happy. Now, I always tell my community if there's never an issue, bring it up with me, and I'll do my best to make a solution of it as best I can,
Mm.
and we go from there. Now,
Right.
I think the final question I'm going to ask here, before I let you plug your stuff, and we'll definitely be bringing you back on here at some point. And I want to be able to let everyone digest everything from today. Who have you been able to meet through the wrestling content creation, and who would you say is like, no number, right? But like a top list of people who have influenced you, especially meeting them, interacting with them through this content creating world.
Me as in other content creators or wrestlers?
Content creators. I mean, you could include wrestlers, but I always take the content creator route, especially different relationships you're able to make from that.
Okay. Of course I already mentioned them. Fnatic, Allen, and Big Shot. Those are my boys. Like those are
Mm-hmm.
those are my brothers IRL. And it's more than just a TikTok friendship or anything like that. And then like I said, those are my boys. Like through this, I for sure found other people that like what I like. Um, And those are my boys. You know, we met up at WrestleMania. That was our first time linking up. Allen came down for Money in the Bank. We went to the Raw on Netflix together. Two guys that for sure got big hearts. You know what I'm saying? We all similar. We laugh, we joke. You know, my OG Tommy. It's funny. Tommy lives down the street from me. My boy Tommy Ringside.
That's awesome.
And I didn't know it the whole time. Like at WrestleMania, he was with Allen, and then this man Allen, I thought he was serious the whole time. He's like my security Tommy, because we're all Allen's like 5'8".
I met Alan.
I'm 6. Yeah, Allen's like 5'8".
Yeah.
I'm 6'2". Fanatic is 6'3". Tommy's like 6'3". So we're all like, you know, he called, oh, okay, I got my security Mar with me, you know. So he was saying that about Tommy. So I'm like, okay, is bro from New York too? I'm like, you from New York? He was like, nah, I live in California. And I'm like, oh, word. And then he tell me he lived like where, you know what I'm saying? I live like 5 minutes from that. We live like 5 minutes from each other. So
that's insane.
Of course, those my boys, my guys. I wouldn't say content creation, but I met my girlfriend doing this.
Yeah.
And, you know, praise God, you know what I'm saying? That's dope. Love her. But yeah, just for sure my boys, my girl, and, you know, of course you and, you know, everybody else that I've met doing this. It's for sure been a blessing, and I know this is what I'm supposed to be, you know. My boy Bucks, my boy Wrestling Thrones, my boy Johnny Beck, he makes some of the craziest, he's probably like one of the biggest TikTok editors. I've met Johnny Beck in person at the Raw on Netflix and at WrestleMania. So I've met hella people that I consider my friends and even family. So it's been a dope journey, and I can't wait to meet more people. I can't wait to interact with my audience in person, and you know what I'm saying? Just see where God take me with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. Well, it's been a great episode. I'm going to now open the floor for you to plug all your socials and where people can find you and anything else you want to say. The floor is yours.
Well, first off, thanks for having me, bro. I know it took a minute for me to get up on here, bro. Trying to connect with everybody's schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're trying to make content. It gets busy. You got work. You got family. You got your own life. But MARWWE on everything. MARWWE, MARWWE 7. If it's not MARWWE, what you searching it on? And yeah, man, just thanks for having me. Check out my stuff. I got some cool stuff coming. I'm gonna see AIDAN at SummerSlam.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be at Survivor Series. And yeah, just check me out, man. It's your boy, MARWWE.
Boom! Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of the AIDAN ACHONG Experience. If you want to see someone else or one of your favorite creators, tag them down below. Tag them on any of the socials. We're trying to go crazy this summer. We finally got Mar. This has been like months in the planning. We've been texting over and over. Schedules conflicted, but we got here now. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Make sure you go show love to Mar. He was a great guest. It was a really fun conversation. He'll definitely be back again. I can't say when. You guys got to let me know. And basically, Mar's schedule. This is a busy man right here. So you might not see it for a little bit, but we'll get him back on as soon as we can, because it was a very fun episode. He'll definitely be back. Thank you all for tuning in this episode of the AIDAN Experience. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, comment as well. Your favorite parts of the episode. If you want to interact with the conversation, I'll be responding to all the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next episode. Peace out, everybody.